Well, good morning, guys. This is the second installment of Crafting with Friends, and today I'm just going to read you guys a little bit of positivity, and then we'll get started with the crocheting and chatting. All right. So I got this book of Promises of God for Women, and then I have this other affirmation card, which today I'll just read both of them. The first one says, "You are truly a wonderful person." And so for everybody who is watching, that is for you. You are truly a wonderful person. We are all flawed, and none of us are perfect, but the fact that you exist and that God made you, you are a wonderful person. And I pray that God will be kind to you and bless you with peace. That's from 1 Thessalonians. So grace and peace to everybody. All right. And then the affirmation is about abundance. I celebrate the abundance of this wild, rambling, decadent universe we live in. I see abundance everywhere and recognize it as its amazing law of nature. All right, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm just saying. It's all about how we see things, right? You can either have an attitude of lack, like there's just not enough and we all got to fight to get our portion, or you can decide and believe that there's more than enough for everybody, and truly there is more than enough. As much junk as we have in landfills, as much food that goes to waste, we truly do have more than enough for everybody. It really shouldn't be anybody hungry or without anything. It's just, the type of world we live in, it still happens. So anyway, we have more than enough. We don't have to scrap and fight. Anyway, that's it. That's the positivity for this morning. And let's get started with the crafty chat. All right. Let me change the camera angle and I'll be right back. All right, guys, before we get started, go ahead and grab your project, whatever your craft of choice is going to be. And let's get started. I want you to craft along with me as I chat away. All right. Alright, guys, I usually don't like to do videos at this angle, but because of where I'm sitting, I think this is going to be a better angle. So let's just crochet and chat. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. As you can see, I made some progress on this project, and I guess I have about, at this point, I have about 10 or 12 minutes to chat and crochet a bit before I have to start moving things along in the household to get my son out to school this morning. I woke up late this morning. I don't know what the heck happened. I usually will get up, and the last few weeks I actually been getting up and making like coffee and oatmeal for me and my husband, and I've been doing my resin work, trying to get through that big order. And I don't know what happened this morning, but he woke me up. My husband woke me up. He was like, "Okay, I'm leaving." Like, what the world? So some kind of way I managed to sleep all the way until 6 a.m., which is not normally my situation. So I'm like, ooh, what did I do to get that much sleep? And anyway, you see me stopping every once in a while and looking at this piece. I just want to make sure I'm not messing up. So I keep going back every once in a while to look. But on this, I am, this is the last part of this strip, so I'm at the end, guys. I'm at the end of this whole project, or I'm nearing the end, I should say. I can definitely see the light at the end of the tunnel. I have the Red Heart Super Saver on the floor, and I'm sure you can see some other junk down there. I'm sorry about that. But so I'm just pulling it from the center every once in a while, and then I'll make some stitches and pull again. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what happened this morning, but some kind of way I managed to sleep a longer time, and then I must have been in the same position because my eye, let's see, what is this, my right side eye just felt like it did not want to open. But anyway, I must have just been sleeping on it for at least a couple of hours. And I'm a person who tosses and turns. Anyway, I'm hoping that I'm at a point on this project that I can crochet and chat and not mess up, because all this is just going around the entire thing with double crochets. So I got one ball of the dark orchid left, and let's hope that that's going to be enough to get these double crochets all the way around. But yeah, so yep, so I made a lot of progress. I did focus on this weekend because like I said before, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, so I'm running toward the light, trying to get this thing actually done way before. See, I guess you can mess up. I almost did a half double crochet right there. But anyway, shout out to Miss Kim from Come Craft with Sissy this morning. She's not feeling well, so her Crafting with Friends video that was supposed to come out on Sunday did not come out. So I'm hoping that her and her family are doing better. My family's doing great. We have managed so far to stay away from this virus. And also shout out to Stephanie and Carlin, whose yarn I showed the other day. Stephanie's not feeling well. Stephanie from Stephanie's Yarn Escape. So guys, be careful out there. It's like all kind of viruses going on. I think sometimes we because the coronavirus is the one that everybody is fighting right now, we forget that there's other things that can make people sick. Like there's regular viruses. And anyway, I don't know if I told you guys, but when I went to Chicago, man, it was looking like for a minute I was worried that I was going to have to cancel that trip, because the day before we were supposed to fly for the holiday, all of a sudden I started having problems with my stomach. I started having chills, and I eventually took my temperature and definitely had a fever. Now guys, I have not had a fever in years. I haven't been sick in years, thank you Lord. I just don't. I used to get sick all the time, but I was also severely anemic, and that problem got taken care of because I had a surgery several years ago, and the anemia went away. Once that happened, I really have been overall just healthy, no viruses or anything. And I get a flu shot every year. I work in the healthcare system, and it is something that pretty much has been a requirement. I mean, you could get out of it for different reasons, and now there's fewer reasons not to get out of the flu shot in the healthcare industry, but you can still get out of it. But I never wanted to get out of it. I started taking a flu shot when my son was born because my doctor advised that it was a way for us to protect him if we protect ourselves, and that's all he needed to say. So that's what we did. We both got the flu shot, and I almost immediately noticed a difference in the frequency within which I caught really bad colds. I'm a person who, in general, back in the day, I used to get 2 really bad colds every year, and I am talking horrible cough, horrible congestion, not like sniffles and sneezing. I would be really, really bad. I couldn't function type of cold. When I started getting the flu shot, I also used to get strep on a regular basis. But I finally figured out with strep that I needed to go get an antibiotic. And once I did that, the first time I did that, I stopped getting strep. But then when I got the flu shot, I noticed that the frequency of the bad colds started to decrease. They still existed. So that kind of kept me motivated to keep getting the flu shot. And there's no science behind this. This is just what I observed about myself. And if there is science, I don't know about it. Anyway, let's see what happened. I stopped so then once I basically I was severely anemic, and I had fibroids, and having a, I know this is a little bit more information that you probably want, but I had a hysterectomy when I was, I don't know how old, but I think 2017, I think. And once that finally happened, and I did everything I could not to have a hysterectomy. I don't even know why, but I just didn't want to do it. I mean, part of it was Jordan was little, and when you have that type of surgery, there's like a 6-week period of time where you can't lift anything, and I didn't want to do that when he was little. But at the point that I finally had it, I had it. I was so tired. I was so anemic. I was just, when I look at pictures of myself from back then, wow. And all the other symptoms that came along with it, the severe anemia. There was times where I really thought that I might have some kind of real thing that was going to kill me because I felt that bad. But, when I looked up all the symptoms I was having, they all aligned with the anemia. But in 2017, everything came to a head, and I just had to deal with it. And once that happened, really, I have been wonderful. And, just like everybody else who's had the hysterectomy, I wonder why I waited so long, why I resisted it. It was the doctor's recommendation for a long time, but I really resisted for many years. But once I finally did it, it was the best thing I could have done for myself and for my family, because I was irritable, tired because of the irritable because I was so dang tired. I had no energy or anything, and it really changed everything to take care of that problem. And I do not get bad colds anymore. I do not get sick like that anymore. So I feel very blessed for that, and I'm very grateful, because I mean, that was my whole life. Like high school, I was just hanging out with my high school friend, my best friend from high school. She happens to be in town, so we got a chance to see each other. And really, last year was the first time that we saw each other in 25 years, guys. And I think I went to her wedding, and that's probably the last time I saw her in person. And I started searching for her, as I do. Sometimes I remember people. I think about people all the time. And then I just have this, I want to find them, see if I can get back in touch with them. So I do a little detective work. And a few years ago, my detective work for her paid off, and I found her. And so I was able to touch base with her and let her know I was going to be in town last year. I went home a lot. I went to Chicago a lot last year for various reasons. I won't go as much this year, but anyway, we reconnected last summer, and I saw her twice last year, and now we've seen her here because she's in town. So that was cool. But just thinking about high school, I was remembering, my senior year of high school. And I'm going to try to wrap this story up, guys. But my senior year of high school, I went to Catholic high school because, in Chicago, you grow up on the South Side, the best education that you can get is not the public school system. And my parents wanted to give me the best that they could give me. And so they paid for me to go to school. And I went to Catholic school all my life. I was never Catholic, but I was educated by the Jesuits and I think mostly by the Jesuits. Anyway, my high school, I went to all-girl high school for 3 years, and then it closed, unfortunately. So my senior year, guys, I had to transfer. And that totally sucks, to transfer in your senior year. Oh my God, you have no reputation, you have no friends, you have no nothing. So the year that's supposed to be your glorious year ended up being like the most miserable year for me. And I remember getting sick that year. And I was telling my friend, I was like, I was so miserable at that school. There was just days that I just wouldn't go. And because of all the stuff that was going on in my family at the time, no one actually was monitoring whether or not I went. No one said anything when I didn't go. My grandmother would be like, every once in a while, she'd be like, so what, you don't go to school anymore? Because I was so miserable, guys. So miserable that, like I said, I just wouldn't go. I just would not go. Anyway, but here's what happened. I'm very academically inclined. I was always at the top of my class, and the first thing that happened to wake me up is that I got a bad grade in one of my math classes, and I was like, wait a minute now, hold on now, I don't care how miserable you are, grades are way more important. So I pulled it together and I started doing the things that I needed to do to get my grades where they were supposed to be. Because, yeah, bad grades and Kim Pettis at the time, did not go together. So I got it together, but then I had missed a lot of days. And then I got sick and had to miss like another whole week. And it was to the point where they were like, if you miss another day, you're going to have to come back to school in the summer after you graduate, because you have to have so many days. Every student has to have so many days in school. So that's why if teachers go on strike, they extend the school year or that kind of thing, because you have to have the days in school. And I was almost going to have to go back. But I didn't. I pulled it together in time not to have to do that, because how embarrassing to graduate and have to go back. Especially because I was already miserable. Anyway, that was that for that story. I think we're going to go ahead and end it out. I hope you guys have a good day. And I'm sorry, I'm a chatty person, which makes me a good podcaster. I think everybody who podcasts successfully, we are all chatterboxes. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for joining me for this crochet and chat. I try to keep it different. I try to keep it interesting. I hope you guys will join me tomorrow for a Wednesday rap session. Or not tomorrow. I hope you join me. Yeah, I hope you join me. Yeah, on Wednesday for the Wednesday rap session. And let's hope that there's tons of progress on these strips, and I can show you the whole progress where I'm at this point. But for now, I think I'm going to end it out here. Thanks for chatting with me. I think I got almost one side completed. Why don't we chat and get the whole side completed? All right. Yeah, let's just keep chatting for a second and get this whole side completed. Hopefully I haven't kept you guys way too long, but we might as well get this completed. And then I gotta go and poke and prod Jordan. I gotta go and pack his lunch. Again, these are gonna be random conversations. It's not gonna be, I never know what I'm gonna talk about. I just turn the camera on and start talking. That's why I'm going to try to give you a little bit of positivity at the beginning to at least give you something worth listening to. And then hopefully I will have some kind of interesting topic to discuss or an interesting story to share with you guys, so as not to waste your time with me. But as we end this out, I want to say thank you for joining me. Thank you for spending time with me. I always say it, but I truly mean it. I know that you could be doing anything. You have your choices. You could be watching anybody. You could watch nobody at all. But the fact that you choose to spend some of your time with me really encourages my soul. So I want to say thank you. And at this point, I will see you guys in the next video. I got to the end, and I will see you in the next crafty chat. Bye.